what a view of cool stuff. And I'm gonna have to talk kind of quietly because my wife is sleeping. And I figured that this would be a good opportunity to do kind of a low-cal kind of video that's not gonna like cause any controversy or anything like that. The last one I did that actually mentioned some names of people that I may or may not have been in conflict with. And what I'm thinking about this morning is the things, objects, important things in our lives that speak to us. And because this is primarily a bow channel, believe it or not, I'm going to talk about a few things. This one, this hole in the guard, molar gate bed that I'm working on really speaks to me. I love the lines. It just is an elegant bow. The rawhide, not on the original one, but I like rawhide, hide glue. And so it's pretty much all natural. That one speaks to me. Let's see what else speaks to me. Let's just go with the old standard. I need to unwind these things. There we go. Is one of these. These speak to me, and what I like about this is that I could keep this strung for 3 days straight, and it wouldn't affect it. It's a good, reliable bow. It's not the fastest cat in the woods, but it's dependable. It's got good performance, and you know, what's wrong with a bow that you could keep strung for days on end and not cause any degradation? That's a good one. In keeping up with paddle bows, this is one of the rawhide ones. I've got 2 rawhide paddle bows. Starting the breaking process, that's why it's strung very low. I'm very careful because it can keep string times long. I'm just going to leave it like this for a bit, get it used to bending, increase the brace height there, play with it a little bit, finish tiller it, finish sand it, and when I'm confident that it's ready to go, it's going to be painted, and I've got a scheme that's going to speak to me. Just you see. In this one, if you've seen me sitting here before, there's that old bow, and then there was one. This is the one that was to the right. Now, I originally made this one for a woman in Manitoba, for her daughter, and I liked it so much I kept it and then made a second one. This would be such a killer bow, sinew backed, and so it's a basic takeoff of this, shortened and modified a little bit, but sinew backed ones would just rock. That speaks to me. Get this out of the way. And of course, going from bows to music. And Mama, I want to be a rock star. You know, I'm sitting here working on stuff. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, music related stuff. And I discovered a brand of, well, let me back up again. My instruments mean a lot. I want to have each and every one of my instruments, my violin made in China, and not made by Power Tools. This was actually made in a good luthier shop with all hand tools. Beautiful, beautiful instrument. China actually does produce some very fine instruments. My viola, made in Romania. Gibson guitar, made in the US in 1947. And this one, you probably saw that new F model of Florentine with the scroll, Washburn. Actually this old Kentucky, early 80s, made in Japan. Kentucky started in Japan. The wood is actually, that maple on the back and the sides came from Michigan. Highly regarded instruments. The Japanese model Kentuckys. This thing, if I was to sell it, I'd get more money for it than what I paid for it. I've seen them offered for $400 used from the 80s. These KM 250S's, beautiful instruments, and I am going to schedule a trip in next week down to a custom guitar shop. They're going to do a little fretwork here, leveling and recrowning and stuff like that. And I've got two tiny little nothings I want to have repaired because this thing, I love this mandolin. Much better sound, a much better mandolin than that new Washburn I bought. And so here it is. Now to Mama, I want to be a rock star. For all of you who understand what I'm talking about bow-wise and instrument-wise, if you're a musician, and particularly the guitar player. I have to say that I have never had the interest in buying an electric guitar or playing an electric guitar. I haven't. They just do not really speak to me. However, I discovered this thing, and they are so inexpensive, it's ridiculous. Harley Benton. Remember that name, Harley Benton. Guitars produced in Vietnam, and then after they're produced in Vietnam, they are shipped to Germany, where setup work is done. And setup work is making sure that everything is nice and flat with a little bow in the neck, you know, so you don't get buzz. Low action, good fretwork, good quality materials, great finishes. And for about $200, you could get a really nice guitar. And just on the video, these Harley Bentons are like, John, buy me. Now, I do, even though I want to have a Harley Benton to go along because it speaks to me quality-wise and personality-wise. These things have personality. You know, I couldn't play it in the house. I thought I was being clever last night, and I'm not going to play this thing because sound carries, and it turns out my wife can hear it in the bedroom and it wakes her up. And she was so nice. I've been practicing about 2 hours a day at least, playing every day about 2 hours at least, whether it's this or my viola, working through the Bach suites. I subjected her to 2 straight hours last night. I found a banjo player on YouTube that plays Old Ebenezer Scrooge, a Bill Monroe tune, and over and over and over again, just repeat, 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 playing Old Ebenezer Scrooge over and over and over again for 2 hours, and she heard it all. But she's good enough that she realizes that playing music is fun, but it's also work, and it's repetitive, so your fingers know where you're going. And for those mandolin players out there that want to practice some, I would suggest Old Ebenezer Scrooge because it has everything. It has simple finger work down here, it has slides up the neck, it has chords going up the neck, and a lot of Peter Piper pickled pepper work on the 4th part. And so it's good effort. And so, I don't know where I'm going with this. If you're just listening to me because you like to, hopefully you got something out of this. If you're a guitar player, check out Harley Benton. I mean, I have to put a plug in. I've never touched one, but through the miracle of the internet, Harley Benton is calling out to me. And I think it would be kind of cool because I've got a German violin up there, American guitar, American-made guitar, an old harmony, a very old harmony, Chinese-made violin, Romanian viola, the Chinese Washburn mandolin, which is easy to play because the fret marks just kind of scream out to you like street lights, so you can see where you're playing. This one is very dim, so you almost don't even know the fret marks on it. In a wide neck, so it's a very good practice mandolin. It just doesn't have the mandolin, the bark that this one does, and the strong A and E strings. And having a guitar made in Vietnam and then set up and finished in Germany kind of rounds out my little UN, although I'm not a fan of UN, figuratively speaking, my little UN group of instruments. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. I've got bow work to do. I still have to do final tillering on that my version of the Home Guard. I made the string, finished the string grooves on number 2 paddle bow, rawhide back, finished sand, and tomorrow I'm commencing to paint, and I think that enough time has passed on my reproduction Home Guard to actually start final tillering. So pretty soon I'm going to have 4 bows that can be turned out into the world. Should finish my second avocado. Avocados for breakfast is a good thing. And coffee. And Harley Benton.